Greetings, future scholars of America. Mr. Barfield here with another grammar video. Feel free to pause, rewind, fast forward at any time so that you get the best notes possible. Today's topic is a new unit on clauses. So we're going to focus on main clauses as well as subordinate clauses in this video. So, main clauses. Well, first of all, we have to define what exactly a clause is, and I'm not talking Santa Claus. A clause is a group of words that has a subject and a predicate and is used as part of a sentence. Not to be confused with a phrase. Phrases and clauses are often mixed up. Phrases don't have their own subject and predicate. Okay? A main clause is when you have a subject and a predicate that can stand alone as a sentence. They're also called independent clauses sometimes. Every sentence must have at least one main clause, but they can have more than one. You can have two or three. Main clauses can be connected into compound sentences by using a comma plus a conjunction, a semicolon, or a semicolon plus a conjunctive adverb. For a comma and a coordinating conjunction, it would look like this. Abner Doubleday was supposedly invented baseball. Here's one main clause. Some reject this claim. That's another main clause. We connect them with a comma and a coordinating conjunction that makes sense. For a semicolon, you do the same thing, except you just stick the semicolon in between the two main clauses. And then a semicolon plus a conjunctive adverb. Remember from our previous video on conjunctive adverbs, these are fancy transition words and are encouraged to be used in your writing. Semicolon plus a conjunctive adverb, and then you usually put a comma after the conjunctive adverb. Now, subordinate clauses. Sometimes sentences can have a main clause and a subordinate clause. Subordinate is also known as a dependent clause. It's a group of words that does have a subject and a predicate, but does not express a complete thought, and it cannot stand alone as its own sentence. If you have a subordinate clause that is standing on its own as a sentence, you actually have a fragment, and that's an error. It must be combined with the main clause to function. So, for example, which was the birthplace of basketball? You have which as the subject, was as the predicate, but it doesn't make sense as its own sentence. A complex sentence is a main clause plus one or more subordinate clauses, like the sentence below. Many basketball fans visit Springfield, Massachusetts. That right there is your main clause. And then the subordinate clause, comma, which was the birthplace of basketball. Subordinate clauses can function in three different ways. They can be adjective clauses, adverb clauses, or noun clauses. In the sentence below, the subordinate clause acts as an adjective clause that modifies the noun Springfield. But we're going to go into more detail about these three different types of clauses in separate videos. So, what is the subordinate clause in this sentence? Many players who are popular have fan clubs. It's tricky because the subordinate clause is stuck right in the middle of the main clause. Who are popular? Who is the subject? Are popular is the predicate. Can't stand on its own. Has to be connected with the main clause. Many players have fan clubs. Now, is it an adjective, adverb, or noun clause? We'll discuss this in a later video, but this would be an adjective clause because it adds information about the players. All right, that's all for today. Here's an Easter egg for you. Which Shakespeare play is his longest?